Blessings, everyone. My name is Jolicia Ward, and I am running for Virginia House of Delegates in District 99, this election season 2021. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by telling you just a little bit about myself. I graduated from the University of Virginia College at Wise with a bachelor's degree in communication, then turned around and went back to school at Stratford University and studied entrepreneur management. After I got my master's degree, I worked as an Army civilian for the Department of Defense for the United States government for about 7 years. Now, if you're probably wondering what led me to legislation, what inspired me to run for House of Delegates, I'll just go ahead and explain it to you. So during my last year while I was working for the federal government, on May 25th, 2020, that's when the awakening happened for myself after a knee was put on George Floyd's neck for 9 minutes and 26 seconds. At that point, it was just really, really painful for myself. It caused a lot of pain, and it brought up a lot of trauma, and it brought up a lot of hurt because when I was 17, I lost my friend to murder by a police officer in Virginia Beach. It was hard. I had a hard time getting out there and really taking part in the revolution without people not knowing who DeMario Joyner was. And so I decided to myself, am I going to sit back or am I going to take action? And so what I did was I went ahead and reached out to his family and asked his family if they would want to join this revolution for, it's been 15 years since their family member was murdered, and his family agreed. So that's how this entire journey started. I started with a petition. I turned around and did a GoFundMe. Then I turned around and I made sure that after the GoFundMe was created, reached out to some legal regarding his situation. It has been 15 years and his family didn't have any answers. And so first time I was introduced to legislation is when I was referred to Delegate Herdick. I reached out to him because there were some injustices that was done in his case. I told him that, I just really felt that, there's some things that should have been done better during the investigation in his case and during bringing transparency to his family. And he agreed. So the first legislation that I wrote was that every family member in the Commonwealth of Virginia should be able to identify the body of their loved one. Unfortunately, the Joyner family wasn't able to identify the body of their loved one, and I just felt that because of that, they have been completely stripped from their civil rights. Delegate Herdick agreed and told me in order to draft that legislation, he gave me a to-do list. On his to-do list, I was supposed to get news articles, an autopsy report, and I was also supposed to get his criminal investigation file. And that's okay. I was willing at that point to do what I had to do to bring this family transparency. So I turned around and knocked everything off the list, and the criminal investigation report was the very last thing that I needed. And so when I went to his family, I had his family went to retrieve it. They actually were denied. That's when it really hit me that the injustices that are going on are just deeper than what I think a lot of us really understand. So I reached back out to Delegate Herdick, and he referred me to Delegate Hurst. And that's when I joined Delegate Hurst's team as far as getting onto House Bill 2004 that protects the Freedom of Information Act here in the Commonwealth of Virginia and also protects the release of criminal investigation files here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. We teamed up, and what I chose to do was bring public voice and public testimony and bring it to the table for Delegate Chris Hurst through written testimonies and through virtual testimonies, so people had that opportunity to use what they've been through in order to help persuade a bill passed that's going to protect them. And what I did worked. And that was the very first time that I realized the power of legislation. So House Bill 2004 passed and is now signed by the governor of Virginia. And at this point, the Joyner family is still in the process of getting justice, but now I work with other families, helping them use their testimonies and what they've been through and connecting it right here to legislations and the lawmaking process. I truly believe in my heart, after going through this journey, that we have a gap between how laws are made, and we have this gap between public voice and public testimony. It's so important for us to combine the two so we can understand and make sure that we are passing laws and legislations that protect all of us. And so going through this process and understanding the process and power of legislation through the pain and tears and agonizing hurt of these families, and watching them heal, watching them move forward, watching them receive the justice that they've been working so hard for, is the reason why I am an official candidate for the Virginia House of Delegates now in District 99. I'd advise all of you to realize that if I was able to persuade and work with and move and change lives of so many on a nonprofit sector, as a volunteer utilizing my time with other delegates, what do you think I can possibly do for you? I'm not here to not get things done for my community and for the people. Everything that I do is for you guys. And so I want my district to understand that I'm here now, and I'm ready to work, and I'm ready to take care of the issues and your concerns and everything that you have personally going on. I want to use your public voice, and I want to use your testimonies to get things done that will change your life. I think legislation is life-changing for many, and this is process and my story and my journey and what I've been through that's led me here. It has inspired me to be in the position to be in front of all of you guys today. So District 99, I'm here. I hope you vote for me, Jolicia Ward, on June 8th in primaries. I am fighting for that Democratic seat, and I'm just excited and I'm honored to be in this position to represent you. Thank you.